Hello, I'm Carolyn Hayter from Langdon-Hyde Interior Design, and I've recorded this short video to introduce you to my interior design services. What is interior design? My aim is to create a design that is personal to each of my clients, and to illustrate how I do this, I'm going to talk you through a case study that was part of my recently completed diploma course. Interior design tells a story, and today I want to tell you the story of the Rawlings family. The family comprises of parents, Claire and Andy, and their three children, Caitlin, aged 15, and twin boys, Liam and Joshua, aged 7. They live in Bristol in a semi-detached Victorian villa, which they want to update. Their home is primarily about relaxation and spending time with their children. With regards to the design, the brief is that they would like to celebrate the house's Victorian features without it being overtly traditional or old-fashioned. They are keen to avoid a design that is boring or middle of the road, but don't want wild and wacky either. Cosy and relaxing are the order of the day, but with a twist that makes it feel a little unique. The family love the city they live and work in, and would enjoy having some of the city's iconic features incorporated into the design. They do not want a Bristol-themed home, but something to give a nod to their location. They'd also like to incorporate Andy's love of sailing in some way. Their home needs to be functional and aesthetically pleasing, as they have lots of children coming and going, and they also like to entertain. Caitlin, the 15-year-old, is also keen to escape her brothers. To reach a satisfactory outcome for my clients, I like to follow a 5-step process. And in real life, the Rawlings would have been no different. Fact-finding and feedback are key. The steps are: step 1, the discovery call. The purpose of a discovery call is to find out if we're a good fit. A handful of questions are asked at the time the call is confirmed, so that they can do some very basic research about the client and the project. Step 2, new client questionnaire. To ascertain a more thorough understanding of the project, an electronic questionnaire is sent to the client for completion. This will start to form the basis of the client brief. Step 3, initial consultation. This is a face-to-face meeting, either in person or via video conferencing. This is an opportunity for me to see the space and to expand the information provided in the questionnaire. Step 4, scheme development. I will produce a digital concept board and a digital mood board to illustrate how the colour palette will be applied to the room and its furnishings, plus a physical sample board. Step 5, the detailed room design. I will take measurements, and with this information, I will create a fully rendered digital floor plan and 3D digital model to illustrate the layout of furnishings within the room and the agreed colour scheme. A budget and shopping list will be compiled. There are many different ways to create an original and truly personal design, and creating a concept is the first step. Using information directly relating to the client and the property's age and location is a great place to start. Once this information is collated, it's time to apply one's imagination and to create a concept. Sometimes this is easier than others, and there are all sorts of methods a designer can use to come up with fresh and interesting ideas. Honing in on the colours, textures, and imagery from the concept allowed me to source physical samples of each of the finishes for each of the rooms. Detailed room design. With a concept in place, it is time to move on to the finer details, such as how the space will function and flow. This diagram shows the main circulation routes. As the Rawlings liked to entertain and accommodate the children's friends, I felt the room configuration could be improved upon. Some of the changes I made were: 1, to change the access to the downstairs loo so that it was reached from the entrance hall rather than from the kitchen. To swap the kitchen with the lounge so that it became the central hub of the home, again with access from the entrance hall. Opening the lounge onto the garden with a series of bifold doors rather than a single door and window. Remove coat cupboard from the dining room and replace with a freestanding unit in the spacious hall. Having produced an overall colour palette at concept stage, now is the time to choose and allocate finishes to each of the spaces. Style, durability, suitability and cost all need to be explored during this stage. For instance, hard-wearing and easy to clean floors in areas of high traffic. Hard-wearing and white clean textiles on kitchen seating. Soft texture fabrics for curtains. Close weave fabrics for chairs and sofas. Hard-wearing and white clean wall surfaces in the WC, and so on and so forth. The next few slides provide lifestyle images and specific fabrics for each of the ground floor rooms. So I'll quickly whiz through these room by room. In each, there is a subtle or not so subtle reference to the original concept, focusing on Bristol's history and its waterfront, and Andy's love of sailing. For instance, the star-patterned tiles make reference to the points of a compass. Here. The white floorboards and oak furniture make reference to a sailing yacht. The John Derrian seashells and parrot make reference to Bristol's pirates and seafaring past. Some of the wall coverings and fabrics have wavy patterns and coral patterns. The overall blue and white colours reflect those of the sea and the sky. Once the design has been signed off by the client, I can either provide a shopping list for them to purchase against, alternatively I can procure FF&E on their behalf. As a member of the Interior Designers Hub, I have access to trade prices on many of the big name brands and can supply these at a competitive rate. Whilst the Rawlings did not request project management or room styling, these are services that I can provide. So thank you for listening to my short video, and I hope that gives you an insight into the interior design services that I can provide to you and your family. If you'd like more information, please log on to my website at www.langdon-hyde.com, where you will find my services page and lots of articles about interior design. Once again, thank you for listening.